My mother always said, family protects family. She lied. The night my sister came home shaking, bruised, and unable to speak, every person in this house chose silence over truth. And that was the moment I decided I would destroy every secret they buried. Not with violence, not with screaming, but with patience. Because the people who hurt my sister were not strangers, they were family. And before this story begins, tell me in the comments, do you think family should always be forgiven, or are some betrayals unforgivable? My name is Zara. I was 26 years old when my younger sister, Hanya, stopped speaking for almost 3 weeks. Before that night, she was loud, energetic, impossible to ignore. She danced while cooking. She laughed at her own jokes before finishing them. Then, one evening, she walked into our house barefoot. Her makeup was ruined, her hands were trembling, and her eyes looked empty. My mother rushed toward her first. What happened? Hanya didn't answer. She just kept whispering one sentence over and over. Don't tell Baba. At first, we thought it was a robbery, but later that night, while I sat beside her bed, she finally broke down. She told me our cousin Saad and 2 of his friends trapped her after a family engagement party. She said she screamed. She said nobody came. And the worst part? One of the people standing outside the room was our uncle. He heard everything, and he walked away. I remember feeling physically sick. My chest tightened so hard I could barely breathe. I wanted to call the police immediately, but my mother grabbed my wrist. If this gets out, she whispered, it will destroy this family. Destroy this family? I looked toward Hanya. She was curled into herself like a terrified child. The family was already destroyed. The next morning, my father called a private family meeting. I still remember the smell of tea in the room, the sound of spoons hitting cups, the way everyone avoided eye contact. Saad arrived wearing white clothes like he was innocent. He didn't even look nervous. My uncle spoke first. Young girls exaggerate things when they panic. I nearly flipped the table. But then my father said something worse. We handle this quietly. Quietly. That word changed me forever. Hanya sat there staring at the floor while grown adults discussed her pain like it was a public relations problem. No one asked how she felt. No one asked if she was okay. Instead, they discussed reputation, marriage prospects, community gossip. I realized something horrifying that day. People will protect monsters if those monsters share their last name. And if you've ever seen someone defend the wrong person just to protect the family, type "truth matters" in the comments. That night, Hanya locked herself in her room, and I made a decision. If my family wanted silence, I would use that silence against them. I didn't confront Saad again. I didn't threaten him. I didn't scream. Instead, I watched. For months, I learned everything. Saad had business deals with my father. He borrowed money from relatives. He secretly recorded people during parties. He blackmailed one of his own friends. And most importantly, he believed he was untouchable. That arrogance became his weakness. While everyone thought I was supporting the family, I was collecting evidence, phone recordings, messages, photos, witnesses. Every lie they told became another brick in the wall I was building around them. Meanwhile, Hanya became quieter every day. Some mornings she refused to leave bed. Some nights I heard her crying through the walls. And every single time, my anger grew colder, not louder, colder. Because rage burns fast, but patience destroys people slowly. 8 months later, Saad announced his engagement. The entire family celebrated. Gold decorations, music, expensive food, fake smiles. I remember staring at him while everyone congratulated him. He looked proud, untouchable. Then his fiancée walked over to me. She smiled softly and said, "He says your family trusts him more than anyone." I almost laughed. That was the moment I knew exactly what I was going to do. The engagement party was held in a giant wedding hall. More than 200 guests attended. Businessmen, relatives, community leaders, people who spent years pretending to care about morality. At exactly 9:17 p.m., the lights dimmed for the slideshow presentation. Everyone turned toward the giant screen. Saad smiled proudly beside his fiancée. Then the slideshow glitched. His smile disappeared, and his own voice echoed through the speakers. At first, nobody understood. Then the room went silent. The recording played again. Saad laughing. Saad admitting what he did. Saad mocking Hanya. Faces around the hall changed instantly. Then came screenshots, threats, messages, proof, and finally, a recording of my uncle saying, "No one will believe her anyway." The silence inside that hall felt terrifying. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Saad's fiancée stepped away from him slowly. My father looked like the ground disappeared beneath him. My uncle started shouting, but it was too late, because every secret they buried was now standing in front of hundreds of people. The aftermath destroyed everything. Police investigations began, business partnerships collapsed, relatives stopped answering calls. People who once defended Saad suddenly claimed they always suspected him. Cowards always change sides when the truth becomes public. But the biggest moment happened 3 days later. My father knocked on Hanya's bedroom door. For the first time in months, he cried. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly, like a man finally realizing silence can make him guilty too. He apologized. Hanya didn't answer, and honestly, some apologies arrive too late. People think revenge is about making someone suffer. It's not. Real revenge is forcing people to face the truth they spent years hiding. Saad lost his reputation. My uncle lost his authority. My father lost the illusion that protecting the family name mattered more than protecting his daughter. But Hanya? Slowly, she began healing. She started painting again, then laughing again, then speaking again. And one night, almost a year later, she sat beside me on the roof and asked, "Do you think they're finally ashamed?" I looked at the city lights, then at my sister, and I said something I truly believed. I don't care if they're ashamed, I care that they can never hide anymore. Because monsters survive in silence, and families that protect them become part of the crime. So if you ever wonder what destroyed our family, it wasn't the truth. It was the lie everyone defended before the truth finally arrived. If this story shocked you, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more emotional family revenge stories with dark secrets, betrayal, and unforgettable endings. And tell me honestly in the comments, did Zara do the right thing, or did she destroy her family forever?